Howdy guys. Last night I told you about how I tried to replicate all the commercial cleaning products and how there was a whole bunch of ingredients that just kept on repeating themselves throughout a whole bunch of cleaners. But I wanted to understand, what was their purpose? What was their function? Why are they there? I'm sure that I just put things in there for shits and giggles. So basically there's a whole bunch of functions of cleaning. So there's things called surfactants, solvents, builders. They're for things like hard water. Then we've got things like preservatives, foaming agents, anti-foaming agents, bleach activators, and fragrance. I really don't see the purpose of fragrance in cleaning. It doesn't actually do anything other than mess with our minds and think things are clean. So I have this big thing about fragrance in cleaning products. A fresh, clean smell is what we're always after. But if you put a fresh, clean smell over some dog shit, it's still dog shit that smells fresh and clean. So don't be fooled by fragrance. And sometimes one fragrance listed on an ingredient is actually made up of about 2,000 million other elements. So I think really if they've got an ingredient, they should say where that ingredient comes from and how many ingredients are used to make that particular ingredient. How's that for a point? But that's not what I'm here to talk about. There is one function of cleaning that is really, really important, and you have to have it. And it's a thing called a surfactant. I had to Google that shit too. I didn't know what it meant at first. A surfactant means it increases the surface area of water. So the best way to describe it is if you just got a leaf and you've got one drop of water on that leaf, you can see the little bubble. If you bust that bubble, the water takes up more surface area. Pretty cool, hey? But what these surfactants do is pretty cool actually, but also pretty scary. Just imagine you're a surfactant. Your head will absolutely hate being in water. Always wants to keep your head above water. But your legs, on the other hand, check out my Uggies, these are the best. They will always want to be in water. So imagine, you're bopping around. So what happens is these surfactants that are, just say they're inside water, they need to be in water, and there's some dirt. The head part that absolutely hates being in water is going to try and put its head closer to something that's not water. So it's going to put its head around the dirt. And what it does is it forms this thing called a micelle around the dirt. So all the heads are joined together around it like little tadpoles, and all the tails are sticking out because they want to be in the water. And then when you rinse the product away, it takes the dirt with it. Now, that's very important because we want to get rid of dirt when we're cleaning. That's a whole pretty important function, yeah? But surfactants, my friends, okay, what is it? So these good old surfactants are pretty important and absolutely essential to cleaning. Now, really, you've only got two forms of surfactant. You've either got soap or a detergent. Now these things are used interchangeably. People call soap detergent soap, but they are two completely different things. A soap is made from natural oils and fats. So they can be an animal fat, it can be an olive oil, coconut oil, something like that, an oil. A detergent, on the other hand, is made from synthetic ingredients, okay? They may use some fats or things like that in there, but it's a different process. Both soap and both detergents are manufactured. You can't just go to the river and scoop out some soap, right? It's got to be produced. And it's soap is made with a process of saponification. So an alkali converts the actual fat into soap. So once it's converted, there's no ever going back to being oil again. It's soap, all right? But what happens with these soaps, they're quite short. Remember how we were talking about the tadpoles? They're only short. They're kind of biodegrade quite easily. And listen, soap has been single-handedly the thing that has prevented disease across the world, worldwide. What happened when COVID hit? Everyone was told to wash their hands with soap, not dishwashing liquid, soap, yeah? Now detergents, on the other hand, they're manufactured from synthetic ingredients, and they've only been around for about 100 or so years. Now the reason is because of war, it got hard to access oils and ingredients, so before everyone just used soap, that was it, right? And now they developed all these crazy surfactants that have really massive heads, really long bodies, and really long tails, right? So these surfactants, we're only starting to see the repercussions now. So in our waterways, what it does is cause algae blooms. Now, these algae blooms prevents the sun from creating natural hydrogen peroxide to frickin' sterilize the water. Like, we're fucking up the system, all right? Imagine these big, long tadpoles in our water now, thanks to detergents, because we absolutely can't do with soap. Like, come on, guys, we don't need detergents. They're really just 80-90% water anyway, all right? And then a shitstorm of ingredients and fragrance. So really, when it comes to DIY cleaning, your best and most beautiful option for a surfactant is to use soap. Hard soap, liquid soap. Now here's another thing. Some people believe that you can put a hard soap in water and make it into a liquid soap. What you're actually creating is soapy water. Liquid soap uses a different lye and a different process. So they are two different things. However, soapy water is good too. It's better than detergent, all right? But I strongly recommend having some coconut soap flakes, which we stock it under your sink. It's already grated for you, so you don't have to sit there and grate it with these big chunky bits in it that are gonna get stuck in your clothes. Dilutes nice and easy. And coconut soap is actually, produces great lather as well, okay? But it can be a bit drying on the skin. So that's why it's good to add other things if you're making for your body. But your clothes aren't that sensitive, all right? Coconut soap's great for the kitchen, washing dishes. I literally just use a soap bar instead of detergent. I have not bought detergent in so long. And how many times have you been washing dishes back in the day and you're like, oh my God, I've run out of detergent. And you have to run to the 7-Eleven and pay $18 for a detergent. Mate, soap bar. Just use a soap bar. I promise you it works, does the job. Now, I just got to get your mindset out of these foaming and bubbles, all right? Because detergents are not good. So soap, and the other one that I like to use is Castile soap, a liquid-based soap. And I use them for all my, liquid-based products, like a multi-purpose spray, hand wash, body wash, hair wash, you name it. I use it to clean the floor sometimes, the windows, the car. And, even my multi-purpose spray, I can spray my kids' hands with it and my own, if you're outside and you're all dirty, you can actually use it, all right? Because it's similar to your hand wash. So that's enough for tonight. I'll tell you a bit more tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to talk about bleach. Because what's your natural DIY solution for bleach? I wonder. Well, you'll have to stay tuned. Okay, also, all this info is on my website, www.underyoursink.com.au. Thanks, guys.